Hello, and welcome to our course on Exploratory Data Analysis with Power BI. In this course, we are going to discuss what is exploratory data analysis, what is the data analyst, who's the professional that performs exploratory data analysis, what are the goals of exploratory data analysis, what is this course about and what it's not about as well, what are the classes available, and then I'm going to give you a brief introduction to Power BI, its ecosystem, what are the main components of Power BI, and some concepts that we need to understand so that we can use Power BI for exploratory data analysis. Exploratory data analysis is one of the areas within data science that is responsible for the characterization and visualization of data sets. This process can be more business-oriented, leading us to a discipline called business intelligence, or it can be more generic in terms of just looking at the data for characterizing it and for visualizing it with different purposes that are not necessarily business-oriented. So there is a close relationship between the area of exploratory data analysis and the area of business intelligence. And data visualization is one tool that we have within the areas of exploratory data analysis and or business intelligence. And it's very important to acknowledge that in the end of the day, when we are doing exploratory data analysis, we are trying to bring this data-driven culture to our companies, to our entities or enterprises. Because nowadays we are flooded with data. We have large amount of data being generated, collected, and stored all the time. And we have to harness the power available in this data so that we make better decisions, or we can automate systems or processes, or we can extract insights from this data. But who's the data analyst? We have a number of professionals working with data nowadays. We have the data scientists, we have the business analysts, we have the data analysts themselves, we have machine learning engineers, we have data engineers. So there is a plethora of different professions that you can follow when you work with data. And if you want to learn more about it, you can look for our class here involving the different careers in data science. The professional that works with data analysis, he or she is called data analyst. And his main roles include collecting, preparing, analyzing, and visualizing data. They provide statistics, visualizations, interpretations, and insights about the data. And to do that, you need to have skills that include the manipulation and the visualization and the use of software like Excel, SQL, Tableau, Power BI, Google Looker Studio, and Metabase, and many other softwares that allow you to input data, to manipulate, to extract some knowledge, some insights from this data, and also to visualize the data. And this course is about Power BI, so in this course, we are going to focus on dashboard design, which is one of the most important roles that a data analyst can perform. When we think about a professional with these skills and with these roles, it's very common that they have degrees in economics, in business administration, in engineering, in computing, in statistics, and in related degrees. Well, this radar chart that I'm showing you here on the right-hand side of the picture, it has four main quadrants. In the first quadrant, we have the more analytical skills. So here I include the descriptive statistics and predictive statistics. And we can think of statistics in a broader sense, right? So we are talking about descriptive statistics, someone that has knowledge also on probability. And here we are talking about not only statistical techniques, but we are also talking about artificial intelligence, machine learning, deep learning. All these I'm placing within this bucket of predictive statistics. The second quadrant here, we have the more computing-based skills, including programming, databases, and software engineering. In our third quadrant, we have more soft skills like visualization, storytelling. And finally, in the fourth quadrant, we have the more business-oriented skills that I am summarizing here by business analysis. Then, when we look at the roles and the skills of this professional, we can observe that he or she is much more on this mix between the business skills and the soft skills of visualization, storytelling, and all part involving business analysis and descriptive statistics. If this professional is more versed in business analysis, then we have a larger component here, and this professional is going to become more like a business intelligence data analyst, or simply business intelligence analyst or BI analyst. So it's just a matter of how much you dive into the business aspect of the analysis that you're going to do. The main goals of the exploratory data analysis can be summarized into three parts. The first part is to perform what we call the descriptive analysis, which is the application of descriptive statistics to the data. And this includes looking at the distribution of the data or the distribution of the variables within the data set. It also includes summary measures like central tendency measures, variability measures, and measures of shape. So that's the first main part of the role of exploratory data analysis. And the second part is now the visualization of data. And this involves applying different types of visualization techniques, including the visualization of tables related with the data. Finally, the third main goal of exploratory data analysis is to build dashboards, which are visualization panels that summarize a number of information from your data, and that also allows you to filter out some things, to explore the data set and to extract insights from the data set. Right, so we have descriptive analysis, the visualization, and the dashboard design and data storytelling. These are the three main goals of exploratory data analysis. And what is this course about? This course is about visualizing different types of data sets, creating stories, creating narratives around the data, depending on the audience that you're going to have, and also building dashboards or designing dashboards around the data. And we can say that this course is about training data analysts to use Power BI for exploratory data analysis. It's very important to say that this is not a course about Power BI in the sense that the goal is to train you to use Power BI in many different applications, but it is aimed at training you to use Power BI to do exploratory data analysis. Okay, so we can say that this course is more on exploratory data analysis than on Power BI. Power BI is a means to an end in this course. So it's not a web design course, and it's not a data science course. I am saying that it's not a data science course in the sense that the goal is not to teach data science as a discipline, but to teach one discipline within data science. That's what I mean when I say that this is not a data science course. Well, I'm going to introduce some general concepts about a dashboard for you so that you can better understand following classes that we have. And this is a dashboard that I created around a data set called Superstore Sales Dataset. Here we have a banner that basically shows the brand or the label that we have in our data set. We also have some tiles. Each of these blocks here are called tiles in Power BI. Here we have what we call a key performance indicator, which is one specific measure that brings an information that is considered strategic, that is considered very important. So this information, we call it KPI. Here we have some filters. This is a single type of filter where we have a box that allows us to select one or more of these options simultaneously. And so we have three filters here. And these other visuals are the graphs. And these graphs allow us to explore specific trends or characteristics or patterns that we have in the data sets. In this case, we are measuring the sum of sales and the count of orders, which is the number of orders that we have in both cases here by month. We also have a column chart, which is a bar chart where the bars are vertical with the volume of sales by category and subcategory. And we also have a bubble map in which the size of the bubble is proportional to the number of orders that we have in each state of the United States. Okay, so this is a very simple dashboard, but that helps us to understand what are the concepts of what we have in a typical dashboard. And in this course, we have 5 classes. We have this first class that we are taking now, which is an introduction to the Power BI ecosystem and some concepts. We also have a class on the introduction to the Power BI service, which is one of the components of the Power BI ecosystem. Then we have a class on data transformation using the Power Query. The Power Query is a tool that we have within the Power BI desktop that allows us to prepare or to transform the data so that it can be more appropriately analyzed. Our next class involves data visualization and dashboard design with Power BI Desktop. And the last class is the same thing, but now using the Power BI service. The idea here is to bring you enough knowledge so that we can train you in the direction of becoming a data analyst using Power BI. And we also have some courses on exploratory data analysis and its sub areas that you can take here in our channel. And these courses will allow you to understand the main concepts that form the background necessary to become an effective data analyst. Okay, so let's talk a little bit about Power BI. Power BI is a suite of tools and services provided by Microsoft that can be used for business intelligence, exploratory data analysis, and data visualization. Remember, I said that exploratory data analysis involves 3 things, which are descriptive statistics, data visualization, and dashboard design. You can do all these 3 things within Power BI. So it's a very powerful tool for exploratory data analysis. And it empowers users to connect to various data sources, to transform the data, and to create interactive reports and dashboards. And that's something very interesting because Power BI differentiates between a report and a dashboard. And we're going to talk about it in a minute. What I am calling here the Power BI ecosystem, or the suite of tools available in Power BI, involves mainly 3 different applications. One of them is Power BI Desktop, and this is an application that you download if you have a Windows device. You can download it and you can use it to design and to create interactive dashboards, to do data modeling, to perform specific calculations. And here I mean that you can do all the descriptive analysis out of EDA using Power BI Desktop. And it allows you to do the development on your local machine without needing to be connected to the cloud. And the Power BI service is their cloud-based platform. It has many similarities with the Power BI desktop, but some of its features and functionalities are different. Right? We have things here in the desktop that we don't have in Power BI service, and vice versa. If you have, for example, a Mac device, you're very much probably going to use only Power BI service, but you'll be able to do almost everything that you can do with the desktop here, only using the cloud-based application. Something else that you can do in the Power BI service is to publish and share application. We also have a mobile app that you can use here in the Power BI ecosystem, but we are not going to work with this app in our course. We're going to focus on the desktop and the service components. Now, let's present some general concepts involved in the Power BI suite of tools. Power BI names visuals all components that you place within one report or one dashboard. And these components can be cards, they can be graphs, they can be tables, they can be matrices. There are many different types of visuals that you can use to build reports and dashboards. And the report is the conjunction, or is the set of multiple visuals that you place in one canvas or in one page within Power BI. Another thing that you can do in Power BI is you can select some visuals from your reports and you can pin them in one specific canvas that is called dashboard, right? So the dashboard is a collection of visuals that you pin from reports to show or to bring one specific analytical board or analytical screen to your user. When you put all this together, all the reports and dashboards that you have in your project, you have what they call an application or an app. Right? So the app is a set of related contents, such as reports, datasets, dashboards that compose one specific project. And the semantic model is the name that Power BI gives to all the data that are going to be used to build your reports and your dashboards, which is to build your application. And finally, the workspaces are the structures that allow you to organize all the contents within the Power BI service. The workspaces can contain reports, dashboards, semantic models, and applications. That's basically what you can see within a workspace in Power BI. I am bringing here to you now a screen of one demo app that we have in Power BI service, which is an app about sales and marketing. And I want to detach to you some key concepts that we have in Power BI suite of tools. All these components here, we call them tiles. In this case, these tiles are cards, right? And these cards are one type of KPI. Power BI has some different types of KPIs, and this is the simplest one. You can even add a KPI with a target value, and you can have one of these cards showing your current value for a certain variable, for example, sales, profit, or new customers gained within a certain time period. And you can compare that with a target value within one single card or one single KPI in Power BI. Here we have our visuals that are graphs, and these visuals are the tiles. On the left-hand side, we have the menu, and in this menu, we can navigate through the reports. Here we have 6 reports, including one report with general information about this application. And here on the top, we have the dashboard that was created in this demo application. On the top, we have the horizontal menu. And here I can just close this pane and see vertical menu options here on the left. This is the horizontal menu that we have here on the top. So these are the most important concepts I want you to understand before starting the classes themselves. That's what I had to present to you as a general introduction to our course and as a general introduction to Power BI as well. Welcome, and I hope you enjoy this course.